Welcome back to another episode of the Two Brothers Gaming Podcast. This is episode 166, here with Rylan, of course.
Yep. Who else would you be with? Card?
I doubt it. He don't like gaming that much.
And he's not really a gamer. His favorite game's Hogwarts Legacy.
Right now.
Yeah. But before this episode starts, join our Discord. Please. You guys hate our Discord, but join it. I'm not going to go into what will happen if you don't join it. There's a lot. Like Zelda.
Zelda's right here on the desk waiting for just the word to attack.
Yeah, and then she'll scratch your eye and make you go blind.
That's pretty rough. But
It's kind of rough. It's rough, so join our Discord.
All right. So was it? Yeah, it was last week we talked about the survey with Sony for Nintendo Switch 2. So Sony's next generation PSP2 is what they're calling it right now. Just fans. It's not what Sony's calling it, but the fans are calling it.
For a second, whenever I first seen this topic, I was like, for a second I thought it said Portal. I was going to say, oh gosh.
PSP. PlayStation Portable 2. Will apparently play all PS4 and PS5 games. Apparently.
Daggone. Overpowered Switch.
I mean, to be fair, the Switch can also play all PS4 and PS5 games.
Yeah.
Switch 2. The Switch 2. Not the Switch
2. Oh, but it's overpriced.
No, the console's not overpriced.
But it says here, Sony PlayStation Portable device, or the PSP, was a huge success, and all the PSP games released for the device are still in huge demand. Most of the players who really, want to play some retro PSP games use the PPSSPP emulator. Why did they just call it PSP?
It's a really good emulator. You can upscale it. I use upscale to like eight times the native resolution.
I know you modded your PSP to have some certain was it PS3 games?
PS1 games, N64 games, I remember Game Boy games, NES, SNES, all kinds of the PSP is really powerful for as old as it is. It can run up to N64 games.
It came out when?
2004?
So it was a pretty powerful console. Plus, it was a handheld anyway. So
you weren't going to
expect it.
For that time, it was a game changer. Being able to play console type games on the go was a huge thing. Because before that, I had the Game Boy Advance, which had some good games on it, but they weren't console type games like the PSP were.
Yeah, it's pretty neat that they came up with that. Just how I like the whole how the system is itself. Just the whole layout of the PSP. How it's how the PS3 is. That whole layout.
All the lost my train of thought. The operating system.
Yeah, how the home screen and everything is. I love it. That's my favorite.
The cross menu or whatever it is.
Yeah, you go over and then
and
up
the
and
sound,
down,
just the clicks or whatever it makes, it just sounds good.
It's awesome. But I wish they would have kept with that instead of going to whatever they have now on PlayStation.
Yeah, even the Vita, they changed the Vita and it was weird.
They changed. Yeah,
and they just abandoned the Vita altogether. It wasn't selling as much as what they thought it would. And they just abandoned it, stopped making games for it and just did away with it, just randomly out of the blue. That's why I've seen a lot of people are like, oh, even if they do come with a handheld, I won't buy it because they'll just abandon it again.
Yeah,
But those same people bought the Portal probably.
It wasn't bad, though.
No, it had good games, powerful console type games on it, too.
I remember you having the Vita.
I do, yeah. I got it from a guy I work with, and he already modded it. I was gonna mod it, but he already had it modded. But I haven't even turned it on since he gave it to me over a year ago.
Oh, thanks.
I need to.
But it says here, hold up. I had to get some on my other monitor real quick. But But as I said, people use the PPSS PP emulator to play, the games and stuff on their Android device or PC. Now, the recent reports are suggesting that Sony is actually working on a PlayStation Portable 2 or PSP 2 device, which will support all PS4 and 5 games. That would be awesome. Because then, or maybe it might support PS3 games too, or all of them. 1, 2, 3. You never know.
I mean, it would make sense if they did. There's the entire library, but they won't because they're Sony.
They're gonna want you to just buy the regular PSP for PlayStation 1 and 2 games.
They'll put PS Plus on it, and then it'll suck. But
PS Plus.
I don't know why they just don't come out with their version of Game Pass, because
they want to be original, I guess.
Like I would definitely get PS Plus if they had older games on it and you didn't have to have a PlayStation.
Yeah, it's dumb. They need to come out with how Xbox has it on Windows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Microsoft will let them do that.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Microsoft makes Windows, but they're not going to be like, oh, son, you can't make this app on our operating system. They're not going to do that.
No. Yeah. So, Microsoft's not stingy like that. They never have.
Sony would. If Sony had an operating system for a computer, they'd be like, Microsoft, you're not allowed to do anything near it with Xbox.
You're not allowed to breathe near my operating system. But it says here, this was discovered in a post on X by user TCMF Games, who posted that Sony's next generation PlayStation PlayStation Portable 2. Don't get me started on PlayStation Portable.
Junk.
Bunch of junk. But it will portably play all PS4 and 5 games. It says here, I'm going to read the tweet itself. There wasn't really much to it. But TCMF Games said here, next generation PlayStation Portable 2, plus reportedly set to play PS4 and PS5 games, plus it'll play all PS4 games per recent reports, plus it'll play patched for the handheld PS5 games similar to Steam Deck. So it's going to be kind of similar to the Steam Deck. For how it is, I wonder what type of operating system it'll play on.
It'll play, I would assume it'll play or use a Sony custom operating system. It won't use like Windows because that's Microsoft's. Yeah, Sony's not about that. It could use a Linux maybe, but I'd say it's probably going to be an original operating system from Sony, like we've seen for the PSP and the Vita.
I hope they do the same type of style that they did for the PSP. Now, I know they're not going to.
They should, because everybody likes it, and it'll be definitely nostalgic for sure. But they won't because they're Sony.
Yeah, they're like, how should we make more money?
Yeah, by raising the prices on everything.
Yeah,
because it's what they're doing. Like, I see people complaining, oh, Nintendo's can't afford Switch 2, can't afford the games. But yet Sony last week literally raised the price of their consoles again, and they re-released.
For what?
I don't know.
There's no point. No point in raising the price.
What is
the PS5 Pro now $500 billion?
I didn't look and see what the prices were. I just seen that they raised the prices for the second time this console generation, by the way.
I remember it was like, whenever it first came out, it was like $400, $450. Like the original PS5 was $450.
Mm-hmm.
Then they raised it.
Same price as a Switch 2, by the way.
Yeah. But Switch 2's overpriced.
But PS5 raising the price twice in one generation, that's okay.
Yeah.
And then re-releasing, I seen they're re-releasing The Last of Us 1 and 2 in a combo pack for $110. Yeah.
What the?
$110.
No, I'm not spending that. No, I'm good.
$110.
That's ridiculous. That's way too much. It should be like 80.
Yeah.
Or something.
Because
like
they've already
70.
re-released those games 3 or 4 times a piece.
Exactly. So there's no point in.
And now they're in a combo pack, $110.
That's ridiculous. It does say here, though, the information on Sony reportedly working on a next-gen PlayStation Portable 2 device was revealed by Bloomberg, and they had mentioned that the new console will allow players to play all PS5 and 4 games. It's literally just going over the same thing again. I said this like 4 times already. Let me try that. Okay, this upcoming PlayStation Portable 2 will mark Sony's return to handheld gaming console market. That's not true. PlayStation Portal is in handheld.
That's true.
So it's not
a
return.
useless handheld, but it's still a handheld.
It's completely useless, but
it's
still a handheld. You can play. Yeah. So it's not their like official return to. Stupid article. Get your facts right. But it says here, reports also suggest that the next generation handheld gaming console will deliver a console quality gaming experience, which is pretty cool, I guess. I mean, that's what it should be. It's what a handheld should do now.
Yeah.
With how powerful everything can get. But it says here, PS5 and 4 games of portable console would have the capability to leverage Sony's existing PS5 and PS4 games library. Again, it just keeps saying the same thing, just in different ways. I don't get this article.
Yeah.
It would also replicate the technological innovations that have been used in development for the latest PS5 and PS5 Pro console by the company. So what you're saying is the PSP2 will be the same as PlayStation 5 Pro? So is it gonna be just like the PS5 Pro but less expensive?
I don't know. I don't know,
because the PS5 Pro's the most elite console. That's why it's so expensive.
I do know one thing. I hope it does not look like the picture on that tweet.
What is it? I can't see it.
Oh, you can't see it?
I didn't have the full. It says continue reading on mine because I just screenshot it.
I don't like it. I honestly don't like the Portal. It's literally a PS5 controller split in half with a screen in the middle. I don't like that. Like,
then people complain about the Switch.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if you're going to do a PSP2, make it look like a PSP. I would put, like, the Vita has 2 sticks, put 2 sticks on it instead of one like the PSP had.
Yeah.
Make it look like a Vita. I mean, the PSP was more comfortable, I think, than the Vita, but it just don't overcomplicate it.
There's no point in overcomplicating things. But for money.
But I get it, too. People want a bigger screen than the original PSP had. That's
make a bigger.
Make it bigger. Make a bigger PSP. That's fine.
And then just put number 2.
Yeah. PSP 2.
That's all you gotta do. Yeah, that's what it is. It says here, it suggests that the new PSP reported to be developed by Sony will have the capability, again, PS4 and PS5. Without relying at this, but there's a difference, Ashton. Without relying on Wi-Fi connection.
And a PS5?
Yeah.
So you can actually take it on the go? Like an actual portable system should be able to?
Whoa.
Who would have thought?
I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
I don't either.
A handheld
weird.
A handheld you take on the go?
You don't have to have a console hooked up and
be
within Wi-Fi range of?
You need a console, right?
And Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and Wi-Fi.
I don't understand.
I actually don't.
I can't with the Portal.
That's so dumb. But it says here, the motivation behind developing this next-gen PSP is the fact that the original PSP could only stream games from, hold on, where was that? From a connected PS5 over Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing he's talking about the Portal here.
Yeah, useless.
For some reason, it says PSP. Well, PlayStation Portal.
It's confusing because one's portal, one's portable. So it's And I don't think this system would be called the PlayStation Portable 2, but it could be, but I doubt it.
It should be, honestly.
It should be. I would like that. They should respect it, but I don't think they will.
One of the best handhelds ever created.
For sure.
Like second to the Switch. Well, Switch 2 now, but
I haven't played a Switch 2 yet, so I can't put it above the Switch just yet. But I think whenever first time I hold it in my hands and play it, all right, it's top.
No, Ash's just going to see it. He'll be like, no, it's best console.
That's top.
It's up. It says here, Sony always wanted to make a standalone handheld, and this is what that has motivated Sony to get into development of a new PSP2 device, which could also work as a standalone handheld console. The new handheld would be compatible of downloading or installing games directly onto the console, and would also run them, in-depthly. Sony has always been a leader of innovation, but software has always been one of the major reasons behind their success or failure. The new PSP2 device might allow them to capture a longer share of the handheld gameplay console market. As the rumored console, it's rumored to play all popular games. Again, I know!
I said it again.
PS4, PS5.
We get it. It's literally in the title.
You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it. Hold up. 1. 2. 3. They've said it like 4 times. 4 or 5 times on this article.
6.
6?
6 times.
Oh, guys, just
that's the same article that you have.
Just to let you guys know, I don't know if you guys know this, but it does run PS4 and PS5 games. I'm not sure if I've said that enough.
All PS4 and PS5 games.
Yeah, all. Not just
6 times, some. Apparently.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys knew that, but well, I don't get it. I know they wanted to make it longer, but they don't have to keep repeating it.
The same crap over and over.
Daggone, just make a simple article.
Yeah. But we can move on. It's hot in here too. I have my AC on there. I'm going to move on. I'll read this topic like I have been reading the middle one. Switch 2 pre-order. Well, this is from this morning. Switch 2 pre-order date may have been revealed, and then later in the day, it actually was revealed by officially Nintendo. So, for those of you that don't know, which you probably already do if you like gaming at all, we went over that because of the tariffs and everything going on, that the Switch 2 pre-order was delayed from April 9th, but we didn't know exactly when it was going to be taking place again. But then Trump delayed the tariffs 90 days, and then there's also he's going to exempt electronics altogether. So we're not sure if the Switch 2 follows into that or not, but I would assume
Trump's going to get Switch
2. yeah. Like, I know he said laptops and stuff like that, so he didn't specifically say the Switch 2 was exempt from those tariffs, but I'm assuming they probably are.
But it's an electrical product, it's electronic, so it most likely will be.
Yeah, so I think Trump he's going to get Switch 2, so he didn't want to, But anyway.
He didn't want to pay the extra, even though he's a billionaire.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to pay that. Yeah, even if, that's not even, that's like a quarter. Or no, a penny for him. That's a penny. But actually, that's less than a penny.
Less than a penny for him. But we have the official date now. It says, this is from the official Nintendo website. It says Nintendo maintains Nintendo Switch 2 pricing. Retail pre-orders to begin April 24th in the US. Retail pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 will begin on April 24th, 2025. At launch, the price for Nintendo Switch 2 in the US will remain as announced on April 2nd at $450 US. And the Nintendo Switch 2 plus Mario Kart bundle will remain as announced at $500. Pricing for both physical and digital versions of Mario Kart World, $80, and Donkey Kong Bonanza, $70, will also remain unchanged at launch. However, Nintendo Switch 2 accessories will experience price adjustments from those announced on April 2nd due to changes in market conditions.
The only bad thing about like the games is that just the $80 game. Other than that, the Donkey Kong, that's regular price now, $70.
Yeah.
Yes, that I don't understand why the Mario Kart is $80.
I think it's just because it took so long to develop and there's so much more content into it than a regular Mario Kart ever had before. I think that's why.
Yeah, I mean it's open world now, technically.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So it does kind of make sense.
Yeah.
But people are gonna hate on it for no reason.
Oh yeah. It says other adjustments to the price of any Nintendo product are also possible in the future depending on market conditions. We apologize for the retail pre-order delay and hope this reduces some of the uncertainty our customers may be experiencing. We thank our customers for the patience and we share their excitement to experience Nintendo Switch 2 starting June 5th, 2025. And then I have the accessories that will be going up in price. Like I said, the console and the games will not be going up in price, but the accessories will because of tariffs.
What, the camera?
Yeah, the camera will.
What about the Pro Controller?
Yes.
Oh, that sucks.
I have the prices here. It says manufacturer's suggested retail price, so the MSRP, as of April 18th, 2025, which was today. They posted this. Nintendo Switch 2, like I said, remains at $450. Nintendo Switch 2 Plus Mario Kart Bundle, still at $500. Mario Kart World, still at $80. Donkey Kong Bonanza, still at $70. Nintendo Switch Pro Controller goes from $80 to $85, so it went up $5. Joy-Con.
Figured it was going to be more, honestly.
Yeah, $5 not bad. But people, which I get it, will still complain because, it's more money and stuff, but I get it, whatever. But $5 is less than what I was expecting. I was expecting at least 10.
I thought it was going to be 10 to 20, honestly.
$100 for Pro Controller, I'd be like,
$100.
I don't know about that. I mean, it looks nice, but I don't know. But $85, I can swing that.
That's fine.
But Joy-Cons, if you want a new pair of Joy-Cons, goes from $90 to $95. Joy-Con charging grip goes from, I believe it was $35 to $40.
I forget how expensive Joy-Cons actually are.
Yeah. And then the Joy-Con straps went from, I believe, 12 to 14, so it went up $2, I believe.
I'm not spending $14 on straps.
Which they come with your console, but if you want an extra set.
It's extra for, say, if you got more Joy-Cons for, say, Mario Kart or something.
Which, to be fair, if you get a new pair of Joy-Cons, it should come with the straps, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Joy-Con wheel set, I believe that was at what, $20? And now it's $25. Switch 2 camera is now, instead of $50, $55. Joy-Con dock, I can't remember what the original price for it was, but it's $120 now. The Switch 2 carrying case and screen protector, I believe it was $35 and now it's $40. The all-in-one carrying case, the one that was $80 is now $85. Switch AC adapter is now $35. And then a micro SD express card, 256 gigabytes, is now $60. So most of these only went up by $5 or less.
Yeah, just a few.
So
not much.
I think the one that went up the most was just $5, a bunch of them, but
which isn't bad. I figured it was going to be way worse.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I'm assuming those are what's not exempt for electronics because most of these aren't electronics except for like the Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller. But I don't think something like that is exempt. Like something like a Switch or a game would be exempt.
Yeah,
software and hardware, not necessarily accessories, would be exempt.
Yeah, I don't think accessories will.
Yeah, so it makes sense why they're going up.
Maybe say Joy-Cons.
Yeah,
But that's the only thing.
but still, you think Joy-Cons are Pro Controller? Yeah, they're electronics, but I don't know. It's kind of a gray area there.
It's weird.
It's still an accessory at that point, instead of an actual system or software.
Yeah.
So that is all I have for that. So we can move on. Call of Duty 2025 leaks suggest a Black Ops 2 sequel and Transit may return.
I wish they'd just add Tranzit to Black Ops 6.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with the Omni moving too?
Oh, yeah.
That would be nice.
I would love that. That would be. But it says here, even though a new Call of Duty game is likely several months away, or like at least a year away, I'd say, because I'm pretty sure didn't they say they were going to quit making yearly?
I think so. That was the plan.
I'm pretty sure
I don't know.
That.
We did, but I don't know if that was like they were just talking about it or if that's like what they were going to do. I know they said they wanted to do that once Microsoft took over, but I don't know. I think they should. That way you'll get better games because they said they was working on Black Ops 6 for like 4 years, and you see how good it is. So that's what happens when you don't rush out. Like, say, Modern Warfare 3 was actually supposed to be DLC for Modern Warfare 2, but they just like, let's charge them $70 for it, and it was just a trash game.
I'll still never understand that. But it says here, more leaks continue to surface online about this year's release. The latest leak suggests that Treyarch is working on a Black Ops 7. That sounds so weird. Black Ops 7.
I don't think so because it's not. It wouldn't be Treyarch's turn because they don't get 2 years in a row like the other ones do. They get like one every 3 or 4 years. Like, it used to be every other year. It was Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and then Raven Games started coming in, and then Sledgehammer, and then Infinity Ward, and now there's a bunch of different companies that make the Call of Duty. So Treyarch's every 3 or 4 years now.
If I remember correctly, see, Black Ops 1 came out in 2010, then 2011 was Modern Warfare 3, 2012 Black Ops 2, then 2013 was Ghosts, wasn't it?
Came after Black Ops 2,
and then Black Ops 3 was next year.
Oh, no, it was Advanced Warfare after Ghosts. That's when they stopped doing it every other year for Treyarch.
I remember because Black Ops 3 came out in 2015.
Because I believe, was it Raven that made Ghosts?
Yeah, it was Raven that made Ghosts.
And then, was it Sledgehammer or Infinity Ward that made Advanced?
Infinity Ward, I think.
Because after Advanced, that was Black Ops 3. It was either Sledgehammer or Infinity Ward that made Advanced.
I think it was Infinity Ward.
Let's look. Advanced Warfare was the first Call of Duty title to be developed by Sledgehammer. Yeah, it was Sledgehammer. I thought it was.
Was it Sledgehammer? I thought it was Infinity Ward.
No, because they didn't. I don't think Infinity Ward came back until Infinite Warfare, I believe, which was after Black Ops 3.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
And then after Black Ops 3 was Infinite Warfare, and then after Infinite Warfare was Black Ops 4?
Yeah. Black Ops 4 came out in 2018. Then after that was Modern Warfare.
2019.
Then Cold War. Then Cold War. Then,
Where's Vanguard? Yeah. Vanguard. Because that always...
Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2.
World War II. Where's that at? Maybe that was after... That was after Infinite Warfare, wasn't it?
In a weird... It was back.
That was after Infinite Warfare, I believe. It was Infinite Warfare, World War II, then Black Ops 4, I believe.
Yeah, it was. That was what it was.
Because World War II
You skip over World War II because it's not as popular.
That's Carter's favorite Call of Duty.
I know. I get. He likes, I guess, the war. Like World at War is good.
World at War, that's very good.
That's the sequel to, or the prequel.
World at War is the prequel to World War II.
Yep.
So World War II is a sequel.
World at War
is the first.
It's World War One.
Oh, I don't play campaigns. I just played zombies and crap in World at War. So
it's kind of cool too.
Well, it could be either one because World at War.
Yeah, because World at War. No, I think it was the Cold. I don't know. I don't know if it was the Cold War or
the Cold War would have been Black Ops Cold War.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying crap now. I don't know.
Making crap up. I don't know.
I'm making crap.
We'll get to the topic though. We'll get to the topic now.
Yeah. So Black Ops 7 says featuring a co-op campaign, futuristic multiplayer maps, and return of Tranzit as well. As originally reported by Dexter 2. New Call of Duty leaks came from a Reddit post by someone named Big Buy. It's a weird name. But who claimed that they were part of a study group assembled by Activision to see what the average player might be, excited about for the next Call of Duty game. Redditor claimed the story is set in 2035, so 10 years after Black Ops 2 campaign.
Huh.
Because, Black Ops 2 was set in this
2025.
year. So weird. That is so weird. We're in the Black Ops 2 era now.
So we're way behind on technology than what they thought we would be.
Easily. We're so behind. We don't have those sticky glove things they had.
Oh, yeah, those were awesome. I didn't play very much of the campaign, but that's like one of the first missions you do.
At the beginning, you have those sticky. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Then the invisible. We don't have invisible tech.
No,
like that.
We do not.
Or drones, like it's crazy. We're definitely not. We're not even close.
No.
What type of tech? But it says here, this game will be followed up the Black Ops 2 campaign, bringing back characters Woods and Mason. The campaign is reported to have up to 4-player co-op and an open world map. So it's not going to be mission based like how it's going to be open world.
That's weird.
That is weird. But back, it says Woods and Mason. Back in Black Ops 2, they're old as crap. Mason wasn't even there, but Woods was. He was in the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
But there's different endings where, like Amendez, that's the villain or whatever. The KFC guy. That's what I call. There's like endings where he kills Woods in his sleep or whatever. It's rough.
But Woods is in Black Ops 6.
Woods, yeah. Well, Black Ops 6.
Oh, it's before. It's the.
That's
Gulf War.
It was
Gulf
War, yeah.
So it's
and that
before,
was, I think, in the 80s. I think that was 90s. In the 80s, 90s.
Yeah. So I forgot that. Yeah, that's why Woods is alive, I guess.
Yeah, Woods is younger. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't he like Modern Warfare 3 or some crap?
That's what it says on the thing.
Yeah, it's like because he's a skin on Modern Warfare 3. And I'm like, why is he on there? Maybe it's a glitch because I don't know. Because that's Black Ops series. Why in the world would he be in Modern Warfare 3?
It's weird. But it says here, the campaign is reported to have up to. Oh, I already said that. But it says here, many of the Call of Duty 2025 leaks provided by Big Buy or Big Back. But they do align with the original leaks from Insider Gaming, and it also offers new details that suggest exciting news for Zombies fans. Big Buy or Big Bag, which one is it?
Bro.
So here, the leaker claimed Zombies mode will have the largest round-based map ever created. So it's gonna this map is gonna be like bigger than how Transit map was, like the original one.
Yeah, it makes
How it had,
sense.
like,
They have more
yeah.
technology to make the map bigger.
But that's the thing. The reason the reason they made it all foggy on the bus is because they didn't have the technology at the time.
Hardware limitations.
Yeah, they couldn't make it to where
Had like
everything
a view and crap and open.
which I think they might still do the kind of foggy based thing.
I mean, it helps with the zombie setting too.
Yeah,
Just crap coming out of the fog and attacking you.
And especially those stupid what were they?
Monkey thing, whatever crap they are. I always call them
Whatever they were,
monkeys, but
I hated them because they'd be running. You weren't at the bus,
and
then they would hack your face and crap.
yeah, I always called them monkeys. I know they're not monkeys, but
I called them gremlins. That's what they reminded me of.
Yeah, I don't know what the crap they are, but they were a pain in the hind end. You got left behind the bus.
Yeah. It's rough. But it says here, a remake of the Transit map from Black Ops 2 and featuring a difficulty slider. So it's not going to there's actually going to be different difficulties. Easy, medium, hard, probably veteran or something like that, I'm guessing. Yeah.
That's kind of weak.
Yeah. It's kind of
like, I know in Black Ops 2, like, you had easy or original, but like
that was only if you played by yourself.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think you could do it like online or anything. Like local play and then by yourself. I don't think you could do it online.
You couldn't do it online, if I remember.
Yeah. I did like though that how you could start on like round 5 or round 10 or something. I did like that because you started out with that, and you started out with money, so you could go pack a punch right away. You didn't have to go through the slow rounds of building up money to go pack a punch. You just go pack a punch right away and get that over with, and just get right into the harder rounds.
Yeah, then you can.
Because I think on round 5 you started out with like $5,000, so you just go pack a punch.
Yeah, it was nice to have all that.
Yeah,
but it says here, as for the story details and leaks, I suggest focus on the original Zombies crew. So I'm guessing the ones from Black Ops 2 and 1 or whatever. I didn't really pay attention to the Zombies story like that. I just played.
Yeah, I didn't back then. But I mean, with Black Ops 6 and the Easter eggs and crap, like it kind of
you kind
of do more now, but back then, like I knew like the different color zombie eyes was a difference on who was controlling them and stuff like that. Like I knew that, like how they're blue in Black Ops 2, it's different than yellow in Black Ops 1 and stuff. It depends on who's controlling them and what color their eyes are. But other than that, I didn't really pay attention to the story.
Yeah, their story was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of weird.
I did find on TikTok like a guy explaining the entire zombies story and lore from World at War.
Videos
from World at War.
I didn't really pay attention.
Well, this guy done the whole series from World at War all the way to the newest ones, and it makes sense like following along. But before that, I had no idea. Like, there's a lot of crap that goes into the story. Actually,
the zombie lore is deep.
Yeah,
it's like really,
especially with Zelda lore. Maybe not as deep as Zelda, but it's like pretty deep. Not nearly as deep as Zelda, but like it's still pretty deep to be zombies. Like literally a side thing on side game mode that just somebody thought of one day. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy that they just made that they just make the big old story for each map too.
Yeah, each map has a different story behind it. And each map plays into like the story a little bit more.
Yeah.
Starting with the very first zombies of World War.
Like that there was one where you had to make a plane or whatever.
Yeah. Can't remember the map.
But you know, the people who actually made that plane, they die like in that plane.
Yeah.
It's just a big old story. That's one of the ones I remember the most. But it does say here but old like zombie characters and stuff like that are going to be added back, and then there's going to be a whole storyline and stuff. Rich O'Finn back in the zombie storyline of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's been several years, I guess. There's just a whole bunch of different like older characters that are going to be brought back or whatever it says
Dempsey,
here.
Nikolai, and
Yeah. Taco?
Takio? I don't know.
Takio?
I remember Dempsey and Nikolai for sure.
Yeah.
And Rick Tofin.
Yeah, and Rick Tofin. But it says here the multiplayer maps, Big Body or Big Back, said they were shown to study group included many older maps of the Black Ops series, so probably like they were ported into a futuristic Japanese setting.
Huh.
So they're gonna be cherry blossoms and crap. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
The hijacked with cherry blossom tree.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah. They need to bring back hijacked.
I mean, there is a type of hijack.
I know, but it's too small.
It is small, but it's not a bad map. It's just small.
Yeah, they need to bring it like an actual.
Yeah, I mean they did in Cold War.
Yeah, and then what was it in Black Ops 3? They had skyjacked instead of hijacked.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't bad.
That. It wasn't that bad. But it says here, the Post also reported that Call of Duty 2025 will continue to feature Treyarch's Omni movement and stuff like that.
Good.
So I feel like Omni move is just going to continue with each game.
It should, as long
because it's in Warzone.
Yeah, but it's a Black Ops thing, so I wonder if whenever Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer or Raven takes back over, if they keep it but change it to where it's not the same.
Oh, they better not.
Because I like how it is. They don't need to change it.
It's perfect how it is.
Yeah.
It didn't even
I do know.
I remember that
Raven does. I think they're the ones that work on Warzone. Like, that's all they do. I think.
Yeah, because they haven't made a game since Ghosts, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So I think Raven, all they do now is Warzone.
Still waiting for Ghost 2, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be nice to have another Ghost game.
Ghost was
but people hated. They hated. People again hate on stuff for no reason. Ghost was perfect.
Ghost was such a good game. The very first Infected mode.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Infected Ghost was perfection. It is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you go around with a knife.
Yeah.
Stab them. Yeah. And then obviously the other people have guns or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was so just perfect.
It was good. Another thing they need to bring back, not from Ghost, but I think it's Black Ops 3 that I haven't seen since, is Hyperlink, the game mode. I don't know if you played it, but like you had a ball, basically. It's basically basketball and soccer mixed, but in Call of Duty. Like you play, especially like I remember the Nuketown. Like you just carry the ball, you can try to jump through you can either jump through the hoop or you can throw the ball through the hoop. And it was so much fun. It's called Hyperlink. And then obviously you had guns and stuff and you try to shoot the guy that had the ball and crap. But it was so much fun.
Huh. I don't think I've ever heard of that, actually.
Black Ops 3, I believe. Yeah.
3. I didn't play much of 3, though.
I played.
I never actually had the disc. I have the disc now. For PlayStation 4.
I just had it for Xbox One.
Yeah, I remember. It was like one of the first games you played with your Halo control.
Yeah.
I tried. That was the first game one of the first games you played. Yeah. I remember when you got it.
Yeah, that's good.
But it says here, the original post by Big Buy, since deleted, they leaked an alleged study report possibly for any information that can change the prior launch. Yeah. It's a long way away. An official announcement from Activision said, but until we just highlighted rumors and details about the new game. This is talking about Warzone. There's no point in talking about that. but there's not really much to it. Just there's most likely it's gonna like continue off the story, like from Black Ops 2, like where Black Ops 2 left off and stuff like that. And it's gonna include like Black Ops 2 characters and stuff, and Omni movement. It's gonna be there most likely too, and then Transit. That's about it. And then probably I feel like what they'll do, they might add older zombie maps as well, like maybe Town, for example, in this new game. That'd be cool to have Town back remade.
Yeah,
or Farm.
I have all of them. Farm.
Because if it's gonna
Town,
be like
Transit.
if it's gonna be a kind of sequel to Black Ops 2, then they should have the older zombie maps.
Another thing we haven't seen since is Nuketown Zombies. Like, I love that map. A lot of people hated it, but I liked it.
I remember I bought it.
We have not seen it since Black Ops 2. That's something you think would come with every Black Ops series, like Nuketown does.
Yeah, like the actual multiplayer map, but Nuketown Zombies, it was so good.
Yeah, but we haven't seen it since.
Oh, Nuketown Zombies sucks.
A lot of people said it did, but I liked it.
I liked it a lot. That is all I have for that topic. There's not really much to it besides that.
All right. Yeah, we can wrap this up anyway.
It was long.
It was. But we appreciate you guys for listening. Follow all of our podcast socials, our Twitch, Kick, YouTube accounts, personal Twitch, Kick, YouTube accounts, our podcast Discord, Instagram.
You got cows in.
Heck yeah.
Cows. There's two.
Dude, daggone. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that crap. Buy our merch on TeePublic.
Yep.
Once again, guys, if you want to help us out, try to get our sponsors back, please listen on Apple Podcast and Spotify as much as you can. Yep. Just the higher ups are really pushing those two apps to so we can get our ads back, just to make the content better for you guys. Or if you just want to listen on what we've recommended, Downcast, RSS Radio, Podcast Republic, that's when you like. You can if you want. We understand. But if you want us to get our ads back, try to make the product a little better for you guys. Apple Podcasts and Spotify,
quality stuff like that. We're just it sucks that we can't get our ad money and stuff like that to help out and make quality better for the podcast and stuff.
One of the podcast players that you guys like,
Yeah. But so just go ahead and do that if you guys want to help us out. If
Yeah.
But join our Discord and stuff like that as well. Get our merch, our sexy merch.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Appreciate you guys. We'll catch you next week.